VJ, we talked about Ezekiel Elliott and how Jerry Jones and Emmitt Smith, the great Hall of Fame running back for the Cowboys, have said that Zeke should be their bell cow this year. We both think that's hogwash.
Yeah.
The one thing I think that was interesting that and accurate that Emmitt said was that back in the day, the guys carried the mail a lot more. They knew they were getting it 20, 25 times a game. And I think that's one reason the running back position has been so diminished is because you don't see very many guys, as 3-down backs anymore, right? Of course that diminishes. Like in baseball, the starting pitcher, if they, you've seen some teams toy around with having a guy start for 1 inning, right? 1 or 2 innings and then getting somebody in there. If baseball ever starts to go to that, it will diminish the starting pitcher, right? It won't really matter who it is. And I think that's the place we've gotten to in football with the running back, that they've devalued the position so much, and you don't see a number of guys in there for the ball, the whole game, getting 22, 25 carries every Sunday. And that has devalued these guys. And, when you're sharing time, I also think it's important to have stars. And I think, sports in general just has to be careful with doing the thing that might be most efficient if it diminishes stars, because fans want stars to root for.
Absolutely. And the running back position, my beef with it is I'm still trying to figure out why it got devalued. I honestly am still trying to figure out on any show I get on, my own different platforms, when we start talking running backs, I'm like, so what was the catastrophic moment that made everybody go, uh-oh, you can't have running backs anymore? There was only one.
I think a big part of it was when they started, when a lot of teams stopped having 3-down backs.
Yeah, I know, but that's the point I'm making. Why, though? Why? What was the moment where
if you had a great workhorse type running back, he might not be the best receiver. And so on 3rd down, they're taking him out and bringing in a running back that is a better receiver. Yeah. Now, I'll say this, and I don't like the devaluing of the running back position, but I will say this. Historically, many of the greatest running backs, it didn't lead to championships or even winning on a high level. O.J. Simpson, who's obviously one of the greatest running backs ever, played 1 playoff game. 1. Barry Sanders played, I think 3? So having Eric Dickerson, maybe the greatest ever, never won a Super Bowl. And so a lot of times Barry Sanders played 6 playoff games. Mm-hmm. Only won 1. But you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Having that great running back hasn't always meant that your team's going to be great, like the quarterback position does. And obviously the game is shifted to enhance the value of the quarterback.
That all sounds great, but the enhance of the quarterback has always been there. Did we not go through the 90s of Elway, Marino, and Aikman, and Favre? I mean, we can go every decade and name the greats of the greats. I'm still trying to figure out. But I'm just
saying, the rules.
I get what I get what you're saying.
The quarterback even more important.
Exactly, but that's why you probably would hand off and still have 3rd down backs. My point's not being debated yet. I'm trying to figure out, when did this happen? And you want to talk about, there's some great quarterbacks that didn't win the Super Bowl. I get it. But, Emmitt Smith, all-time leading rusher, Super Bowl champion. Walter Payton, number 2, Super Bowl champion. Jerome Bettis, number 8 overall, Super Bowl champion. Number 10 overall, Tony Dorsett, champion. Marshall Faulk, champion. Marcus Allen, champion. Jim Brown, champion. Those guys are all in the top 12, top 13. And I know that a small sample of all the running backs over time. So right. It's
about half. You can name an Earl Campbell.
Yeah, exactly. But you're you're saying, but we're looking at the greats of the greats per era, per decade, or per generation. There are some great running backs that do win and carry teams to playoffs. And Curtis Martin's another one. He doesn't have a Super Bowl ring, but Curtis Martin was always on a 12, 13, 11 win team with the Jets and the Patriots. So he was always on winning teams. But the point I'm making is I'm trying to just figure out, it feels like analytics and the computers, and I don't like calling people nerds, that's an insult, but the nerdism, if I can say that, that's a new big vanilla
name. Called them nerds.
No, nerdism. The nerdism of sports has really kind of, like you just mentioned with baseball. Dude, we're from the era of watching guys go 7 innings like it's nothing. You don't pull a guy in the 5th or the 4th inning, man. Bump your pitch count. Pitch count? Are you kidding me? So in the NFL,
and what I'm waiting for is when you talk specifically about pitch counts. I know what the science says, but I'm waiting for the evidence that guys are healthier. Because they're not.
Because they're not.
They get hurt more than ever.
Exactly. Because you're not using your body long enough.
You're not
these short,
up that resilience.
These short stints. So back to the running back position. When did this happen? You got to be kidding me. There's backs in the league right now that if you condition your offense and condition your back, you can be a third down back. Austin Eckler's a 3-down back. Alvin Kamara's a 3-down back. Like there's guys that can be 3-down backs. The nerdism has come into sports too much for my liking. Where, well, if you do this amount of times, and like you said, I'm still waiting for the evidence that this somehow prolongs careers. This somehow doesn't get him hurt as much. I'm still waiting for that because I don't see it. So I totally am on the edge of they need to get back to that. And I guarantee you this, there will be teams that would probably be better if they ran just a little more and stop dropping back and throwing the ball 47 times a Sunday.
Right. Well,
turning hands to your running
different.
back.
Look at Tennessee. I mean, obviously they're very successful with the bell cow.
Yeah.
Let's go here because